Hey there, fight fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Ranch Boxing Podcast, UFC edition, Adog's Picks. And this week, we've got the review, man. The review of UFC 328. The long shot comes true. We had that whole review. We're going to break it all down for you. And then after, we're going to preview Allen versus Costa this week on a fight night. Before we get to that, let's say what's up to our resident expert. Adog is in the house and he's glowing, man. He's glowing like the champ he is. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I feel good. It's always a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure.
You know what, man? I'm gonna have to go over to the crib. I'm gonna have to go over to your crib because I know you were sacrificing live chickens. Or Pepper brought you a bucket of chicken because something's going on over there, man. Because you called your son. There's no way that happens, man. Something's going on there. A little Santeria. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you, man. It was great. It was a great night for MMA, man. And
not only that, it was a good card. But we're gonna get into it, man. But it was entertaining, a good card. Really enjoyed it. All right, before we get to that though, let's give you the results of 328. So as we said before, Sean Strickland pulling off the long shot, pulling off the home run, pulling off the big upset, as he is once again crowned. He is once again the middleweight champion of the world, two-time middleweight champion of the world. The Hall of Fame is knocking. That was the main event. In the co-main event, great fight. Joshua Van defending his title, taking out Tatsuro Taira by KO in the fifth round. Heavyweight bout, Alexander Volkov by unanimous decision against Waldo Cortez Acosta. Welterweight bout number 6, Sean Brady easily takes out Joaquin Bugley by unanimous decision. Lightweight bout to start off the main card, King Green easily takes out Jeremy Stevens. And then in the feature of the prelim, Thibaut Gauthier does what he always does what he needs to do, and keeps on rolling with a second round knockout against Ozzy Diaz. So let's start there, man. Thibaut Gauthier versus Ozzy Diaz. Is this exactly what he needed to do? Is this just Gauthier being Gauthier?
Yeah. Just like we said, I'm sure you thought it too. Gauthier being Gauthier, getting back to his stoppages and looking good, man. This kid looks good and he continues to win. I don't see him on the rankings this new week. So still, Ozzy Diaz was a game opponent, but still not enough exposure to get Gauthier into that rankings. So I think it's time that Gauthier gets someone that's going to break him into that top 15, man.
Oh, you think he's ready for that now already?
Yeah, I think so. So many stoppages, man. It's just he's on a pretty good win streak. What's his win streak at right now?
I have a Thibaut Gauthier with 10-fight win streak.
10-fight win streak
by knockout.
Exactly, man. And how many in the UFC? He's 4 and he's 5 and let me see. 1, 2, 3.
In the
5
UFC,
and
1, 2, 3.
5 and 0.
Yeah.
He's 5 and 0 with one contender, a fight. KOs. He had that unanimous decision, a good win over a game Andre Poulier. So I think he needs someone, man, to be able to break him into that top 15 and start making waves. He is still young, so there's no need to get in the top 10 or top 5 right now and ease his way into it. He's got plenty of time. But, I believe he's built his name up where he needs to be in that top 15, man. He's 24, so I think he's ready.
Yeah, he's young. He's still young. I mean, if I were him, I would take what the UFC is willing to give me. If they're willing to give me these sacrificial lambs, I'm not sure if he's going to be. I'm not sure how to take that. I mean, do you say fine? I'll fight whoever you want, or do you ask for some some bigger names? That's a tough one. He's still 24, but you don't want your best years to. Not that these are his best years, but who knows? What I would like to see is it's not so much that I don't want him to. It's not that I don't want to see him go through these opponents, but I'd like to see the odds just a little bit closer. Maybe a minus 400.
Yeah. Because these thousands are crazy, man.
Right.
And then like the last fight when he doesn't deliver a stunning KO or something, he kind of gets shitted on by the commentators. So Yeah, that'd be good. Something to cut it in half.
Yeah, something just like you're not completely sure he's gonna knock him out. So yeah, that
Yeah,
that would be nice. All right, man. So I mean, the road is still bright. He's got to put on his shades because the future is bright for Atiba Gote so far. So let's move
yeah.
on to the first fight of the main card here, and our boy, the IE King, man. There he is, the IE King,
Jesus.
King Green, takes out Jeremy Stevens in the first round, man. It was King Green was doing his thing, man. What did you think of this fight? He was the favorite, but I mean, he looked good. That's what I thought.
He looked real good, man. He looked, like always, King Green, ready to fight, ready to put on a show. And yeah, Stevens just didn't look like his old self, or even like he belongs there. I'd be surprised to see Stevens in another fight in the UFC. I think his time is done. He
Yeah.
just he just looked multiple steps behind. King Green's fast for his age, and one of the faster fighters still. But he just looked like he had nothing. Not exciting, and it was just a matter of time that King Green put him away by a sub, which is when does King Green get a sub? So that says a lot.
Yeah.
Where Jeremy Stevens is at. So again, I'd be surprised. He's had a good career. He's always put on some exciting fights, but I think it's time to move on from Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, Jeremy Stevens, man, he is a veteran, been there a while. It's kind of like being a little diminished now. The guy got KO'd in the fight, or he got stopped in the fight, and he got KO'd on the scale beforehand,
Oh,
which means he got
there you
KO'd in
go.
training camp, man.
Yeah,
Just not. I mean, are you a professional or not, man?
yeah. Can't be doing that, man. You
Yeah,
can't. Yeah,
it's one thing to go in there, do your best, and get taken out in the first round, but it's a whole nother thing when you don't look like you may not have prepared correctly, not prepared at all, maybe phoning it in, stuff like that. I'm not saying he did. I'm not making accusations here. I'm just saying that's the
yeah,
illusion, that's the perception, and I'm a fan, and that's how people can perceive it. Yeah. So I mean, but it's a good win for King Green. He's on a little bit of a, he's got that ball rolling again. I'm excited to see where he lands next. Good for King Green.
yeah, yeah. Like you were saying, Jeremy Stevens. It wasn't just like a half pound or a pound. It was 4 pounds, man, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of weight for a veteran like him. He just can't be doing it. It's just a sour taste, and I think just everything's aligning for him to see that his name on the cut list, because you got subbed out by someone that's not a submission guy, and again, 4 pounds is a lot, man. So it's not like that lightweight
Sure thing.
division. Yeah,
And props to King Green for not. I mean, he wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been dumb of him, but props to him for keeping the card intact and not
yeah,
pulling out of the fight, which he had every right to do.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure, and I'm sure you got to, Jeremy Stevens being a veteran. I'm sure he's not making those, 35 and 35. So I'm sure he got a little nice chunk.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad because the whole card really it came together nicely, and King Green
Yeah,
was a part of that. All
yeah,
right, so let's move next. Let's move on to our next fight here, welterweight bout number 6, Sean Brady getting past number 9, Joaquin Buckley, and there was a little bit of controversy, man. You called me and let me know about this because Sean Brady was the favorite. He was when we did our
yeah,
show,
yeah.
and then what happened later?
It's crazy, man. I've never seen a line swing like that. Um, we've had a couple of those in the last few months, with the Alexander Hernandez, Michael Johnson, and it jumped, and
Right,
it jumped. It did. Michael Johnson ended up being the favorite when he was, but not so much. We're talking about a -1, 70, I believe, when we spoke on the show, for Brady, and then he
right,
ended up becoming a plus 170 favorite, and Joaquin Buckley like,
underdog.
yeah, getting in the 200s. You're talking about a big jump, man. Millions of dollars being wagered on Joaquin Buckley, and it was crazy, man. You started talking, you said, it started stinking, but luckily you said, it came about as you said, and Sean Brady showed up and looked amazing. He looked really good, man. He looked really focused.
Yep.
He looked really focused. So I'm glad there was no stuff going on with that, and we could put that to rest. And Sean Brady moves on, and maybe he could get past that Michael Morales. I'm still thinking he's still thinking about that. The way he was finished, but maybe it helps him sleep a little bit better and not think about Michael Morales.
Yeah. It did seem like shenanigans were afoot in
Yeah,
this one, and I was kind of like,
shenanigans,
uh-oh.
Yeah,
So, but it didn't come to pass. I don't know who lost that money, but someone lost a big chunk there. And Sean, what they didn't know is we picked Sean Brady,
yeah,
thinking he was a little bit too much for Joaquin Buckley, and we didn't know Joaquin Buckley had got past, had went over what happened in the Kamaru Usman fight, and apparently maybe he hasn't. And then Sean Brady kind of like, I'm not saying he's a fan of the show. I'm not saying he watches the show, but what I'm saying is he confirmed that pretty much watched that Kamaru Usman fight, got
yeah,
serious, and he looked like he was locked in. He wanted to
man,
win. He was very focused, man. He was very confident on the mic after, man. I love the way he was kind of like he was shining on that mic, and he was pumped up, man. He was not having it. I like that, man. He seemed to have a little bit of an edge to him now. Um,
yeah, yeah. Man on a mission, man.
yeah, it was impressive what he did, and then it was impressive on the mic. I liked him having that little bit of edge, a little bit of a nasty guy. I like it. So
Yeah,
hopefully, he goes forward, and we'll see what happens with his career. He looks more locked in. I mean, he's always been, but he looks like he's, like you said, a man on the mission, man. So good job for
yeah.
Sean Brady. Good job. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he rolled through Joaquin Buckley easily.
Yeah. And we'll
Yeah,
see what happens with Joaquin Buckley, how his career progresses, and Sean Brady, he moves forward, and not letting that those odds, thinking that he even knew about it, letting that get to him.
yeah,
All right, man. Moving on to the I want to call this a little bit of a controversial fight, man. I'm still holding on to what I thought was right. Number 2, Alexander Volkov is able to get a unanimous decision against number 4, Waldo Cortez Acosta. One of the scorecards, 30-27, was a little suspect there, man. What did you think? Who did you think won this? Who do you think won this fight?
watching it, man. I wish I would have watched it another time before speaking to you today, because in real time, I thought Waldo Cortez Acosta won the fight. Clearly, I thought, um, he seemed busier, but looking at these CompuBox numbers, the total strikes landed, Volkov did land 35 more, and there was no real control or takedowns. So, I'd have to rewatch this, but yeah, that 30-27 is kind of ridiculous. Um, I just had a bad taste in my mouth when the fight ended. I thought Waldo Cortez Acosta did more. I thought he landed with the harder punches, but now looking at the CompuStrike, the numbers, maybe he did get away with the one, but who knows, man? I just thought when the fight ended, Waldo was gonna get the nod, but obviously I was wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong as well, but I'm not really hurt about this one, man. I thought Waldo
Yeah,
Cortez Acosta won. I don't think it was close as far as like it was 2-1, 2 rounds to 1, but I don't think it was close. I think he won. I thought he won
yeah,
clearly. I don't think Volkov did much of anything.
no,
He landed some shots, and I don't, whatever CompuBox says, but I just don't think he was the effective aggressor in this. I think
yeah,
Waldo Cortez was, and I thought this was an easy one to call. Not only that, Volkov was boring, and I just didn't like
you're
I didn't
boring.
know what his game plan was. I thought he was losing. I don't know. I have heard some other experts or some other commentators say that they thought Volkov won. I know the commentary team there, a lot of them, Cormier or Rogan, I'm not sure which, both of them thought Volkov won. I don't think so at all. Maybe you had to be there. I've
Yeah,
seen that. I've seen where sometimes when you're there, it's a little bit different, but from what I saw, man, and I can watch this 100 times, I thought Waldo Cortez Acosta, and I'm not like a fanboy of Cortez Acosta. I picked against him, and I thought he did more. Oh well, I mean, I hope he doesn't let this one get to him, because I don't think it was a bad loss. We'll see what happens, man. Maybe it might be a good thing too. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this one. But I thought they got it wrong, and whoever gave him 30-27, they must be on the Russian payroll of the oligarchs, man, because crazy. I was just
Yeah,
like, this is crazy.
it seems like Alexander's the UFC's making up that bad decision, which he beat Gone, and making up these
Right.
decisions. Yeah, because they're paying him back because I'm not excited to see him when I look at these two and I want to see who I want to see fight. I'm gonna pick Waldo Cortez Acosta all day.
Right.
Because like you said, Alexander just did not look aggressive. It was boring, and I thought Waldo was the one making the fight interesting.
All right. So we might have to wait a little bit longer for our dream
Yeah,
fight, Waldo Cortez
yeah,
Acosta, Josh Hokett. That one probably going to be continued. So we'll see what happens with that later. Hopefully that fight or something like that fight transpires later. All right, man. Let's move forward to our co-main event here, flyweight title bout. The champion and still Joshua Van putting on a performance of the night, fight of the night type thing going on against Tatsuro Taira, who was every bit, the warrior in there. Just going back and forth, getting out of some hairy situations Joshua Van was putting him in. Joshua Van making mistakes here and there,
yeah.
not ending the fight, and almost came back to bite. You never know. It was back and forth, man. Great fight. I really enjoyed it. What do you think, man? Did this go the way you thought?
No, man, I totally had Tatsuro with the wrestling and Josh Van put that away fast, man, and was able to keep it on the feet. And we saw what happened right there. It looked good for a while, the second, third, and in the fourth, you saw Josh Van put his foot on the pedal, and in the fifth round, just put it on him, man. And I was impressed. I'm not a big Joshua Van fan, but his hands are something special, man. He just looked crisp. He can hit hard for a flyweight, and he's making it exciting, man. He's making the flyweight division was getting exciting with Pantoja finishing, but this guy just brings something else to it, man. His hands are crisp, and I was really impressed with his boxing. And I had, there was back and forth of the stoppage. That was a great stoppage to me. The guy was out on his feet. He did that fent lean where he was leaning forward.
Yeah.
He would have just got dusted even more. And there was no disagreement in the stop for me, the stoppage for me. And I can't wait to see this guy's next fight. I hope Alexandre is ready. If not, we'll see if Manel Cape is next. But it should be one of those two. I hope it doesn't get to like Brandon Royval, which I'm a big Brandon Royval fan. But I hope Pantoja is ready in the next 5 to 6 months, 4 to 6 months to finally find out who the champ is. But right now, Josh Van is putting the stamp on the division. That was a big win. Big win.
Big win for Joshua Van, man. I didn't see that coming. His hands are something special, and Tatsuro Taira was doing exactly what I thought he was going to do in the first round, and it looked like things were going exactly to plan for Tatsuro Taira. I was very confident after that first round, and then Joshua Van just started like pinpointing and landing those shots. Man, he could not get away from the jab or the straight right, and Taira could not get away from that. And he was taking damage little by little.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked good in that first round, and then he got in some bad situations, and I thought it was about to be over, and he gets out of it, and he fights back, man. He was very game in there. It takes two in a good fight, and he really was. He was a willing participant. When this first happened, man, and at the end in the fifth round, I thought Tatsuro Taira had kind of earned the right to keep going on. I heard what you did say about that lean. And you know what? After seeing it again, I want to agree with you. Yeah, maybe he did earn the right to keep going on, but Tatsuro Taira at 26 years old, his time is not over. Like, there's no reason that he was going to take unnecessary damage in a fight he was losing and was probably going to lose even if he got to keep going. What was the point? I can see that if Tatsuro Taira was the last on his leg, 37-year-old contender on the last time, maybe. But at his age, he has years and years, and he has a lot of time to get back to a title shot.
Yeah.
And maybe the ref was able to help with that. So good for the ref stopping it. I didn't agree with that at the time. I see it now. Good, and you know, reffing is difficult. Maybe they're not thinking about that at the time, but it does help. Good for them. Good for Joshua Van. It was an
Yeah.
exciting fight. And you know, Pantoja looked like he wanted to jump in there. He looked pissed, man.
Yeah.
He looked pissed. And I hope Pantoja, when he's ready, he's ready. Manel Cop is waiting in the wings. If that's the go. So we got two, you know, two willing guys, or two guys that totally deserve a shot. But everybody wants to see that Pantoja fight, man. I think that Van Pantoja fight just got, you know, just jumped up to a 10 on
Yeah.
the anticipation scale. The way Joshua Van's talking, the confidence exuding out of him, I think it's getting under Pantoja's skin. And we'll see how that works out for Pantoja,
Yeah.
man. Will it help him? Will it not? Will will he let it get to him? It's gonna be exciting, man. This fight just went, for me, it just went from like a 3 to a 10. Now I
Yeah,
really
it's
want to see
exciting.
this.
It's
Yeah,
exciting, man.
yeah. So
Josh Van looked, man, he looked really, really good with his hands, man. And
at
now,
the age of 24,
second youngest champ, and he just, to stop the obviously bigger Tatsuro, Tatsuro just looked bigger, man. And for
oh yeah,
him to stop, to be able to get taken down that first round and have the confidence to come back and not be scared to keep throwing. And I was just impressed, man. Josh Van went up with me, man. He really impressed me, man. And that's why he got the performance of the night. Well deserved, man. Well deserved.
yeah, yeah. Good for that.
Yeah.
Good for him, and good for Tyrod, man. I want to see him too. The flyweights just got an injection of energy, man.
Yeah.
Good for both of
Yeah.
those guys. Thanks very much for that fight. All right, man. So we move on to the main event here.
Jesus.
And you last week, man, you called your shot. You called your shot, and you put your money in, you put your mouth, you put your rep on the line with Sean Strickland, man. And you're saying that Sean Strickland could do it. He could be the second two-time middleweight champion of the world, man. The world Vegas. They did not agree with you. They were saying you're crazy. Huge favorite Chimaev, and Strickland gets it done, man. How did it happen? What went on in here? What did you see? How did you feel in this fight, man? I need to know everything about it.
Well, I started scared, man. That immediate takedown, it was scary, man. Me and my girl right here, it was scary. I didn't see that coming at all, man. Sean getting taken down so fast and being
Yeah,
held down. I wasn't so scared about him being subbed out early. Sean, he was doing great, fighting the hands. He's a black belt. He's been a black belt for tens of years. But my concern was the next round. What's going to happen the next round? And it was the total opposite, man. Sean started stuffing. Chimaev looked like he, like they were saying, took an adrenaline dump. And Sean built that confidence. I felt that led him through the third, fourth, and fifth. Like I said, man, you're not going to break. You were never going to break Sean. He was going to have either knock him out or something had to happen. You weren't just going to break Sean. Sean's going to be there for the 5 rounds, and that's what he showed, man. I think then that's what won it for him. I wouldn't have been mad. I didn't know who was going to get the nod. I wouldn't have been mad if Sean lost because it was a close fight. But after looking at it, man, Chimaev took some big damage. I know he came on in the last few rounds, but I think the judges got it right in 3-2, man. And the judging for that night, I believe was at his best, man. Besides that Volkov fight, I think the judges were really scoring the fights really well. And I'm glad it
yeah,
translated to Sean's fight. And like you said, man, this guy's the new 2-time champ. Oh, we're talking about Anderson Silva, UFC, MMA royalty, and this guy's being mentioned in the same sentence. And it's just good to see, man. I follow Sean since the beginning of his career, since he was in King of the Cage, 18 years old, man. It's just crazy to see this kid do what he's doing and how his life is changing and, what he's become, man, because he's going to be a Hall of Famer for sure now, man. He's done He's won 2 big fights that no one ever thought he'd do, and, when you look back at it, he's probably shocked the world more than anyone. Maybe Chris Weidman was pretty big, when he won the middleweight championship, but, Jesus, it's hard not to put this one on, especially, with this team that, Chimaev had behind him.
Yeah, Sean's had kind of like a workman like career. Like
Yeah,
I don't think anybody really ever gave no, I don't think anybody ever really uttered the word Sean Strickland and champion in a sentence. Even when he was going up, and I don't think anybody ever thought he would get to a championship. Maybe they thought he would compete. I'm talking about like the experts, not the fans. And
yeah,
and when he went up against Adesanya, he didn't really stand a chance in the eyes of the experts, and he was able to pull it off. Same thing here. And I don't think people ever saw him becoming a champion at all, let alone um I mean, he's had some losses early in his career to some people, and he seemed to get dominated by Kamaru Usman at welterweight
yeah,
a long time ago. But when you lose like that, you don't really see people like that become the champion later. I mean, I don't want to say he's done more with less, because he's got a lot of skills. I think he's
yeah,
got a lot of like intangibles and qualities that are somewhat raw, and sometimes people might mistake that for not as talented. But I don't know exactly what it is, except he's got he's a fighter through and through, and
yeah,
sometimes that can get you over. Um, he really surprised me, and as so did Chimaev's thing. Let's start at the beginning, man.
yeah.
When you saw Chimaev at the weigh-ins, what did you think? Did you think that was going to be a factor or anything like that? He looked gaunt. He didn't look like
He did.
for anybody who
He
didn't see
did.
the weigh-in.
Well, we all know he's huge. He's always having a tough cut, but that little the little weigh in when he jumped, the scale was up and down. That was a little suspect. So
It was.
who knows how much he was really hurting, because I've never seen that. He made tough weight cuts, but he's been on. He's never had to just jump on and off. That was suspect. So people think that point three, that point four, that's still tough at the end, man. Those are probably the hardest
Oh
weight to
yeah.
get off, is that last pound, half pound. So and it showed in that second round. Maybe it showed in that second round, but the champion he is, it didn't look like it affected him 3, 4, and 5. So, I don't know I can't really say how tough that that cut was, because the only thing apparent was that second round when Sean stuffed it, and then he pulled guard and went down. But I thought he didn't stop fighting the whole fight, man. From one, just number two, round two was the only thing that went wrong for him in that fight, I believe. You know. So
Yeah.
I
Uh,
don't know how bad the weight cut was. I can't say.
I don't. It's not that. It's not that I'm saying the weight cut. The weight cut is the weight cut. All right. I
Yeah,
don't care what he has to cut. That's on him. That's he's had plenty of time between the
exactly.
fight with Dracus Duplessis and now to do whatever he needed to do. The only time I'm giving people a little bit of grace with weight cuts is when it's like they step in with like a month or 3 weeks or something like that. But
Yeah,
he's had plenty of time. Whatever the weight cut was, whatever the weight was, if he made weight or not, that's on him.
that's on him. Yeah,
I'm not saying that let Sean have extra. That's part of the fight. So that's on Chimaev. That's on his camp. They can say whatever they want about why or so. I don't care.
yeah,
It doesn't matter. Um, I did think it was a little weird the way the weight scale went. I mean, you can say whatever you want. The athletic commission is New Jersey, whatever. That's on them. And then the trash talking that Sean was doing, did it affect Chimaev? I don't think it did. Do you think it had anything to do with it?
no, no, not at all. Especially at the end, maybe he was a little annoyed, but if it really did, it wouldn't have went down what happened at the end. They forgave each other. He knows they were selling fights, and he even said it before. He's never made so much money.
Yeah,
So Sean, I don't want to say selling fights. I don't know how if they make more money now with Paramount, but definitely Sean brought more eyes to it. And you know, like I said, Chimaev mentioned that he doesn't care because he's never seen so much money.
Sean is not just a fighter, man. He is an entertainer. He
Yeah,
understands, and maybe Hamzat Chimaev understands it well. He probably knows his limitations. Chimaev is just not good on the mic, man. He's
yeah,
just not a very good interviewee. Sean Strickland is good at both. And maybe he just said, okay, you sell this fight, you do what you do, and I'll do what I do. And that was it. We'll get more into that in a little bit. I'm going to talk about, I'll talk about that in a little bit. I don't think the trash talking had anything to do with it. Sean Strickland comes in their first round and gets taken down. I'm like, dang it. And
yeah,
then I was hoping it wasn't going to be over very quick. And then I'm like, okay, well, if he does this in the first round, second round, I'm like, all right, no big deal. It's the third, fourth, and fifth that I was kind of like, all right, now we have that. This might be a problem. The second round was unlike anything I never expected at all. And then that's when I was thinking like maybe the weight cut and all that was coming, but I didn't expect him to bounce back. Chimaev to bounce back after that. His second round, if you haven't seen it, he looked not
done.
dumb, but he looked like he
I
was
thought he was
he
done.
was on the struggle bus.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
looked like he was on the struggle bus. And it was it didn't I've never seen Chimaev really look like that. The way he kind of like pulled guard and stuff like that, and the way Sean Strickland just kind of was all over him. I'm not sure if full mountain or mountain. He was all over him, and Sean Strickland took that second round like people take the second game at a visitor's field
yeah,
in other sports. So it's 1-1 going into the third. Hamzat came back and actually I thought his striking looked pretty good. It looked better than I thought it ever would, especially against someone like Sean Strickland. I thought if he's gonna stay up on his feet, Sean Strickland's gonna pick him apart. He didn't exactly pick him apart. I think he got the better of him in some things, but I don't. It was close, and for
yeah,
Chimaev to make close rounds on stand ups, it's that was a good job for him. Uh, I had it 2-2 going into the fifth as well. And I thought Sean was able to pull out that last round. And if I didn't say it before, it ended in a split decision. One judge had it for Chimaev, the other two had it for Sean Strickland, all 1 point difference. But it was yeah, I was hoping Sean would use a little bit more knees the way you said and stuff like that. Maybe
yeah.
he didn't want to be on
Yeah,
1 foot at all, but he did what he needed to do. Got his nose broken. He seemed to take some damage in this fight as far as like his shoulders. I know he's kind
yeah.
of messed up right now.
He's really, yeah, yeah. I see him being out, for at least 6 months, man. I don't know if these guys are going to hold on, Iminoff and them, but I see him being, yeah, he took some damage, man, and he mentioned it in his interviews now. So his nose is toast, man. It looked nasty. It was gnarly. It was gnarly. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
So what's that?
I said we'll see. We'll see because the suspensions are indefinite right now, whatever that means. But he's definitely not training right now. I've seen him do a couple of interviews and say that he's not going to even be in the gym for a couple of weeks. And this guy's usually, his last fight he didn't get near, even touched by Fluffy, but he was in the gym that Monday. I remember seeing that. He's like, this guy's already in the gym Monday.
Yeah, but that fight was not that long ago.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
I was kind of worried about that. Quick turnaround
Yeah,
on this one. Who
yeah.
he's in a quick turnaround in a fight that he was supposed to lose last time, only to do a quick turnaround to a guy he's supposed to lose to even worse.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
that's 2 fights in a year already. If he wants to take a little bit of a break and kind of enjoy it, he is the 2-time champion now. I say he probably deserves it a little bit, and the middleweight division can kind of work around him for just a little bit. Imavov try to get another fight in there if he wants to compete or DDP. Someone needs to get a fight if they want to compete for this title. We can see what's going on. But either way, Sean Strickland pulls it off. He brings it home for the Inland Empire. He's the Inland Empire warrior, and he's able to take out the boogeyman. And Chimaev might be moving forward. He might want a rematch. I don't know what's going on with Chimaev. But it was a good fight. It was a good fight, and I was impressed by Chimaev's resilience. I was impressed by his striking skill, that he was able to at least stay with Strickland. I thought Sean Strickland was a little tired too. I thought he was getting tired in there, and usually he doesn't get too tired when he's just doing a lot of stand up, a lot of striking. But he looked a little tired. Could have a lot to do with that broken nose. You can't breathe really well. You get tired faster, so that might have something to do with it. But that broken nose was caused by Chimaev. Good job for him. Not only that, man, Sean Strickland. So like I said, Sean Strickland is kind of messed up. His shoulders are messed up, things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was before or after the fight. Looks like Sean Strickland. And I wanted to get your opinion. I know we'll go off topic a little bit here before we get to some other fights. Sean Strickland has a fight in the octagon that night, and then the next day, or a couple days later, he has a fight outside the octagon with Ariel Helwani. Did you see anything that was going on between Helwani and Sean Strickland?
I heard a little bit that Helwani was saying, he got mad that he went too far. Now he's like kind of like reneging on, like saying, hey, I didn't mean it. Yeah. And Ariel's just saying you go too hard. But man, I just think Sean's this type of guy. He needs to hate the guy to get himself up. There's people that do it. There's people that don't. And Sean just does it to the max. I think he needs to put himself in some kind of realm to really hate someone so he can get up for the fight. This guy Sean's been fighting since he was 18. Like they said, he's never had a job. He's never been employed besides the UFC. This guy's got to dig deep, pull himself within and get into a mode to fight someone like Chimaev, to really hate someone like that. And, Ariel Helwani, I think he's a really good analyst reporter, but Jesus, come on. He should know of all of them, man. These guys are straight snowflakes, man. Like, take it easy, man.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit out of pocket, man, Helwani. Yeah. I was like, well, what do you like? Well, I like Ariel Helwani, all right. And I know he has like 4 hours a day or 4 hours a few times a week on his podcast to kill. Maybe he's trying to create a little bit. I don't know. I don't think he is, but I didn't think his take was correct at all. I was just kind of like, well, who cares, man? Like, what do you care if he went too far with the trash talk? I'm like, is there too far? Like, what do you care about what Sean Strickland says? Who cares?
Yeah, what does it matter,
man?
I maybe if your child died or something, but if I was a fighter, I'd definitely be that way. I'd be talking about people's moms, their brothers, their sisters, their everybody, man. I would, because that's what I feel Sean needs, man. I think it gets him up and it gets him going, and that's what he needs to get over that hump, man. And it looks like it's working, man. He's a 2-time champ.
Yeah. If you didn't hear what Helwani said, like in a nutshell, what he said was he didn't like that Sean Strickland. Not so much, not that he apologized for the trash talking, is that he blamed it on the I'm trying to sell fights. He said he didn't like either he was making up the trash talk to sell a fight. He said let the fight sell itself. I'm like, come on, man, this is a fight. I can name 100 great fighters out there in boxing and UFC or MMA who don't have the mic skills or aren't entertaining, and they go nowhere, man. I mean, this is a business, and it's two businesses. It's entertainment and it's the fight business. So what do you? It's not even like what do you want? What do you care? Let them do what they're doing. Oh, he said he was going to take a gun out and shoot him. I'm like, well, he didn't exactly, but who cares? Whatever. Like, he didn't shoot anybody, so who cares? Hamzat didn't really seem to have a problem with it. Hamza was, he strapped him up after the after the fight. So
that's what I'm saying. These people that are not even gonna fight are getting more offended than the fighters. It's ridiculous, man.
yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, what are you so offended about? Like
yeah,
dude, watch the fight. Like you love the
yeah,
fight, so let's watch the fights. Who cares what someone says? I don't care what, dude. Like Sean could go pretty far.
yeah,
He could say, and I would be like, oh, that's okay. Anybody
yeah,
can go very far. I don't care who it is. I mean, I've heard some trash talk that's like cringy, like because it doesn't sound natural, but that's it. It's just kind of like, ugh. But it's, I don't know. I think people should like, take the fights for what it is. Even Nina Drama got in on it, and she was talking back to Hawaii. It was funny, man.
Oh, I didn't see that. I wish
funny.
I need to check that out. That's awesome.
There's like a tweet. She was, not only that, it was like a tweet or whatever it is, and she did a video. Not only she looked pretty hot in the video, and I never thought she was that hot, but I was like,
I remember
damn.
I was gonna ask you about that. Nina Drama looks like the good luck charm, man. She's with Sean, Alex
Yeah,
Pereira. Armin's not a champ yet, but he's looking good.
yeah.
The only one that took a bad fall was Marab with her, but it looks like Nina Drama is someone to keep company of.
Yeah, but Marab was on a roll, man.
Yeah,
At least he's been
yeah,
a champion. No,
yeah,
no, yeah, she was going crazy when he won.
yeah,
You could see the favoritism there, but that's fine. She can do whatever she wants. But yeah, she took offense to Helwani. It was so funny,
yeah,
man. It's just funny seeing these I don't know what they are. They're these insiders, these UFC insiders, kind of like going at each other about
yeah.
some ridiculous stuff, man. I'm just like, oh god, whatever, man. You guys are crazy. Maybe that's part of their job. Maybe that's their job. Hey, whatever. I know they have time to fill. All right. Enough of that, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Uh,
Congratulations, Sean, man. That was huge, man. I'm very, very, very happy for him, man. That's awesome that he got it back, man. Hopefully, it's not too short lived.
yeah, and I don't know if the Alien Empire has a Hall of Famer, but I mean it's a lock. It's got to
Yeah,
be a lock. First
yeah.
ballot
First ballot, man. Yeah,
when he
for
decides
sure.
to call it, and it won't be long before he's in the Hall of Fame, man. I mean, good for him, man. It's a very proud moment. I know it's a big moment for you because you called that a long time ago. You've seen him fight. You've seen him fight live,
Yeah,
and for us, that's a big deal. I've never even been to a UFC event,
yeah,
so I mean, it is a big deal just to be able to go. You went to go see him a long time ago.
yeah. Before it got too expensive, shit.
Yeah. Real quick, just a couple of fights on the undercard that I wanted to kind of mention real quick because they were good ones, man. First, it was Jim Miller versus Jared Gordon. Jim Miller gets a win in there. He looked really good too, man. What did you think?
Yeah,
Lightweight
big
bout,
underdog.
first round submission.
Big underdog, man. Didn't see that coming. Jared Gordon's game, man. I like Jared Gordon.
Yeah,
He's been there. He's a vet. He's on the other side of 37, but I really thought he had this one. Not easy. Jim Miller always surprises us, but I really thought this was his fight to lose. And Jim Miller just came in the first round and really, added another accolade to his resume, man. I think he has the most, I think he's with Charles with the most submission in lightweight. And then he has the most wins in the UFC, I believe, total. So this guy just keeps racking up stuff. It's really hard to put him in the Hall of Fame. They may because he's such a pioneer, but it's always for me. I'm sure for you, been watching the UFC to see a guy like this win, man. It's always good that this guy can keep going.
yeah. Quite the surprise, man. When you say like Jared Gordon, he's 37. That might seem like it's older, except Jim Miller's 42.
Yeah,
That's 42 at lightweight. That's crazy. And Jared Gordon gave, this is the guy that gave Paddy Pimblett a few years ago all that he could handle, and I actually thought he won that fight. But he gave a guy like Paddy Pimblett, a contender, all he could handle. Jim Miller, it just folds him in
yeah.
one round, in actually 3 minutes and 29 seconds. That's insane. So good luck, good job for Jim Miller, and we'll see. I heard he got a 5-fight contract that will put him over 50, 51 fights in
Wow.
the UFC. That's unheard of. That's insane.
A 42-year-old getting a 5-fight contract. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say that. I was
So
gonna say, being at lightweight, um, they can't. They're not really making a chase for a contender spot. Him and King Green, but shit, they just fought. 4 fights ago. So that looks. I was thinking about that. I forgot that they had fought. So who knows who Jim Miller will fight next?
yeah, I mean, whoever it is, I'm sure there's gonna be eyes on it, man, and we'll get to over that 50 mark. It'll be a good one.
Yeah,
All right, another fight performance of the night. Um, Joel Alvarez loses by submission to Yaroslav Amosov, and I won't lie, man. Amosov was ranked number 14 going into this against unranked Joel Alvarez, but I thought Joel Alvarez looked real good last time, and we didn't say who was going to win, but I would have picked Alvarez, not knowing much about Amosov. That would have been my mistake. Amosov, man, although he is a grappling specialist type guy, wrestler, he looked insane in this fight, just kind of manhandling Alvarez. The commentators make it seem like Amosov is ready for like a big run, and maybe he's ready to be, to contend in some of the top names. Man, I didn't know much about him. What do you think about this guy?
yeah, he looked
Welterweight.
good, man. He looked good. I thought I would have took Yoel Alvarez on that, and it was surprising how he manhandled that Yoel Alvarez, and I didn't even know he was ranked before that, and he made a believer of me, man. When I see his name on the cards now, I'm gonna pay attention even more. Um, like you said, he was 14, he goes up to 10 now, and it's just hard to see who he's gonna fight because of it's so gridlocked at that division.
Stacked.
Yeah, one
Mm-hmm.
name to me is they fought on the same card, 9 and 10, Joaquin Buckley. Who knows? That they're 9 and 10 now. Joaquin's still one above him. Um, but it's hard to say who he'll fight next. But I'm excited to see him, and he put it on Yoel Alvarez, man. And I would have took Yoel Alvarez if we would have spoke about it, not
Oh
knowing
yeah,
too
I,
much
I would
about
have too.
Yaroslav. Yeah, so there's a lot of fights. Daniel Rodriguez is 15. I think that's a big name for him. Being Daniel Rodriguez has a lot of eyes on him right now coming
Yeah.
out of jail, and he's always an exciting fighter. I hate Michael Venom Page, but that's still
Oh my
some
gosh.
that's a name.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
that's a
do
name.
it. If he
Yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah,
I will actually watch that fight, man. Oh my god. MVP needs to just oh my goodness.
yeah, yeah.
Lord.
So who knows, man? He made a believer of me. I'm gonna watch him his next fight. I'm more aware now, and let's see if he. I don't want to say a one hit wonder. He's fought and won a few times in the UFC, but let's see now that he's in the top 10 if he can keep it going. Because me and you agree that this division is just gridlocked with killers, man. And there's a lot of fights to make, man. There's a lot of fights to make.
Yeah, I think if Joaquin Buckley heard you say anything about taking on Amosov, he would slap you in the mouth and be like,
Yeah,
"Don't put me through that again, man."
yeah,
This guy,
exactly.
this is the last guy Joaquin Buckley wants to see right now, man. Not again, not again. This
Yeah,
guy, Joaquin Buckley's gonna want something else other than this. All right, well that's it for for this card. UFC 328 delivers. We said it was going to be good. We wanted to give it its
it
due
was.
attention, and I think it did deliver. So does the dog here. He thinks it delivered, and it did give us our a two-time middleweight champion. All right, man. Let's move forward here. If you're good to go.
Yeah, I for the UFC fight night, I took on 4 fights. We'll start from right at the not the beginning, but the second fight on the main card. Modestus Bukakis, 19 and
Oh
7,
my gosh.
light heavyweight, is actually fighting a newcomer, first time on a short notice. This guy Modestus was supposed to actually fight a good fight, Rodolfo Bellato. Are you know who he is, Bellato?
No, I don't.
Okay, Bellato, he fought a couple about a month and a half ago. Um, UFC vet. It would have been a good fight. That fight was actually almost a pick'em fight, but I'm not too sure what happened to Rodolfo. They put in this kid Christian Edwards at 8-4 from the regional scene. He is 27. Modestus is 32, but it's his first fight, man. Um, and just being thrown to the wolves. Bukakis, he is coming off a loss, but he's still 6-2 in the UFC. He's got wins over like Paul Craig, Ian Kutaliba, Tyson Pedro. So I just see this guy rolling over him,
Okay.
and I see the line right at 340 minus 340. This kid Christian Edwards is gonna see what the UFC is all about, and hopefully they give him another fight because I see this one ending in first or second round KO.
All right, man. Yeah, we'll pay attention to that. Modestus Bukakas let me down last time. He looks
Yeah,
every bit the part, but we'll see what happens with this guy from Lithuania.
yeah, yeah. All
All
right,
right, man.
next
But
one.
what else? Yeah.
Next one is I've been waiting for this one, man. I've been waiting for the see. It feels like it's been longer, but it's been since November. Uh, the highly touted Malcolm Wellmaker, 10-1,
Yes.
coming off
Yes.
that big derailing by Ethan Ewing. Ethan Ewing upset him. We saw what Ethan Ewing just did in his last fight. So
Yep.
it shows that Ethan Ewing, it wasn't a shot in the dark. Ethan Ewing is talented, but Willmaker's still 2-1 in the UFC. Like I said, 10-1 overall. He is 31, man. I really thought he was younger for some reason. He looks
Okay.
younger. Coming in against a first fight, new to the UFC, but he won on the Dana White Contender Series by KO in October. But he was a regional champ with some defenses. His name is Juan Diaz, 15-1-1. I've tried to
Wow.
read up more on this guy, and the odds makers have Wellmaker at minus 300, man. I am gonna take Wellmaker, but I think this kid Juan Diaz, being a regional champ, only having one loss, having that big KO on Dana White's, we need to watch out for this guy. I would not be surprised if Juan Diaz pulls out this upset, if Wellmaker is not back on his horse, because Wellmaker looked like he was unstoppable, and
Yeah.
in the UFC, man, it's any given, like kind of like any given Sunday, you better be on every Saturday night. But I got Wellmaker in this, but I can see Juan Diaz making a fight of it and maybe getting an upset. But if I had to put my money on it, I'm gonna go with Wellmaker in this one.
Yeah, if the main event wasn't so intriguing, man, I would say that
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
this is my second. It would be the first because it really is. I want to see how Wellmaker bounces back if he does, and not only that, it looks like he's getting a guy who may or may not be somebody special. We don't, or a
Yeah.
guy who really is coming to win. I mean, this guy probably first fight. He knows who Wellmaker is, I'm sure, and this is exciting. I want to see how Wellmaker responds, or if he just falls flat on his face like Patchy Mix style. We'll
Oh,
see. It's a good
I
one.
see it, man. I see it too, man. I
Yeah,
see it happening, and yeah, man. It's just Wellmaker better be on his game, man, because this guy seems. I just got reading up on him. I just get something from this Juan Diaz kid. He's 27. He's only lost once, man. I just Wellmaker better be like again on his horse, like I said.
yeah. UFC
No,
bantamweights.
bantamweights, man. Bantamweights. Cool. We'll go on to the co-main event. A veteran Duho Choi, 16-4 and 1. Um, Going against another, yeah, I wouldn't say vet, but a 4-1 in the UFC. Daniel Santos, 14-2 overall. He's 31 years old. Um, he's 4-1 in the UFC. He's lost. His lone loss is to Julia Arce in his first fight. But he's 4-4. He's won 4 straight. The only big name that I see that I recognize, Daniel Santos. I don't recall seeing this guy fight, and I can't just put a picture on him. He did beat Johnny Munoz Jr. The
Okay.
kid from the I. Yeah, you remember Johnny? Yeah, he's not in the UFC no
Yeah,
more.
no, yeah.
but he did beat Johnny, who was highly touted. He is coming in as a favorite at -160 against a vet. We know who Choi is. He
Right.
has two straight wins right now against Nate Landwehr and Bill Aljo. Um, but before that, he had a 3-fight skid. He fought Cub Swanson. He's fought some big names. Um, he's been in there with some big name guys. He only has 4 losses. So in this one, man, I'm gonna have to go with the underdog at +135. I'm gonna take Dugo Choi just with the bigger names. It looks like he's got back on his win streak. He has 2 in a row, and I know this kid Daniel Santos is younger and seems to be on his way. But I'm gonna go with the vet and Dugo Choi with the unanimous decision win in this one.
Yeah, man, you can never count out the South Koreans,
Yeah,
Korean Zombie and company, man. Yeah, Duo Choi, always entertaining. I never count the South Koreans, man. They're always they're warriors out there. So yeah, I haven't really can't recall Daniel Santos. I'm sure I did
yeah,
see him, especially against Munoz. So we'll see what happens in this one. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't like I said, I don't recognize anything about Daniel Santos. So I might lean towards Duho Choi as well. Uh, yeah, going against guys like that. Who
Who did you pick in that welcome the Wellmaker fight? You took
I
Wellmaker?
would probably pick Wellmaker. Yeah,
Okay.
I can't forget how dominating he was before.
Yeah,
Juan Diaz, like I said, we don't know anything about him, but this is the thing about the UFC, man. These guys don't, they don't come in, inexperienced. They have plenty
yeah.
of experience, and you never know what's coming to get you. I would pick Wellmaker as well because he was dominating, and he ran into Ewing, who still looks good. It's not like
Still looks good.
he
Yeah,
fell apart or anything.
yeah, yeah.
So you never know.
Yep. All right. So
All right, man.
the main event is in the featherweight division. Arnold Allen, 20-4 versus up and coming man, Milky Costa, coming off that big win in his last outing. Milky Costa is actually the underdog in this, slight underdog at +110. He's 26-7, 7-2 in the UFC. He does have 6 straight with 2 KOs, and like I mentioned, this last win, a big spinning kick knockout of Dan Ige. It was a spinning kick right to the stomach, and then he took him out.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so yeah, against a game Arnold Allen, who's coming off that tough. I believe he lost that tough loss to John Silva. After being out 18 months almost. So Arnold Allen, it's hard to say, man. He's 1-3 in his last 4, but like I said, he's had a long layoff. And he's fought, definitely the better competition. Besides Dan Ige, this one's tough, man. The matchmakers did well with this fight. Um, I'm still back and forth, but right now, if I'm gonna have to pick, I'm gonna take Arnold Allen, man, as a slight favorite. Just being tougher now that he's got that one after that long layoff. I think he's gonna get his footing back, and I just think Milky Costa is just gonna run into a buzzsaw and really see what these upper echelon guys are about. I'm gonna take Arnold Allen in the close fight by decision, and yeah, I don't see the end of Milky Costa, but it's just a tough tough to chew a piece of like a piece of beef to chew for Arnold Allen because he's tough, man. I still think Arnold Allen has a run in him to get into contender status.
yeah. I can. I totally agree with that, man. I don't want to pick against Melky Costa because the way he just shut me down
Yeah,
last time, but Arnold Allen is a completely different person, man. He has the resume he has. You can't
yeah,
ignore it, man. This guy fought Max Holloway, all right,
yeah,
and not only that, he's fought Evolov, and he fought Silva last time. He's got
exactly.
that's not all. He's got a long list of people, big names and yeah, he's got some losses, but like unanimous decisions or decisions to people former champions or future champions here.
Yeah.
John Silva could be, he's a contender. Evolov is he could be a champion in the future,
Yeah.
and he's beat a lot of people out there, and that experience is gonna it's gonna help so much against someone like Melky Costa. I think Melky Costa will go out there and do what he's trying to do, like he does against other people, but it's a different. It's I'm not, even though Arnold Allen is in the top 5, I mean, but he's gonna get a taste. Melky Costa is gonna get a taste of top 5 type
Yes.
person.
Exactly.
And
That's what.
Allen is exactly that. And I don't think, after losing to Silva in a close fight, I think Allen's not going to be messing around. He's not going to let a number 12 come around and make him drop even further in the rankings. I just don't see that. Allen's nasty, man.
He's nasty.
He's good. He's talented, and he's got a bad taste. This guy wants to win. He's locked in. Not to say that Melky Costa's not, but I just can't. I can't pick against Arnold Allen right now. He just looks, he looks
tough,
a little
man.
nasty, and
Arnold
he's a tough
Allen
guy.
is tough, man. He is tough, and I just Milky Costa just seems a little. I don't know. I just think Arnold Allen is just much too strong for this kid. I just still see Milky Costa as a young kid,
It's
even though he's 29.
experience, though.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
experience, man. That you can't buy that. That's earned, and he has. And win or lose, man, you get in the octagon with these guys, these big names, and these champions, and it's totally worth it. Win or lose. So yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
go with Arnold Allen as well. I think he's gonna win.
Wow. Cool.
And get back on the win train, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
All right, man. I didn't mean to knock it down, and we talked about the fight night before we talked about the other card, the MVP card
Yeah.
on Netflix. Ronda Rousey said it's going to be the most watched MMA event ever, and she never lies, man. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm sure people will be watching. Good for them. So, is there any fight on here that intrigues you at all?
Yeah, go on, watch that one. But it seems like just two moms. Ronda Rousey was Ronda Rousey, but Tina Carano, Jesus, she's hasn't fought in 17 years. She's only fought like eight times. Her record was like 7-1 or 7-2 or something like that. And but I am excited. I wanted to ask you, who do you have in the MMA fight between the King of Violence, Mike Perry, and Nate Diaz? We've seen what Mike Perry. Mike Perry was maybe above average MMA fighter. Not that, but he seems that he found his niche and went into that. He's a legend, and if you can say legend in dirty box, or
bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle. This guy beat MVP. This guy beat Luke Rockhold. Right. This guy beat Eddie Alvarez. This guy has beat average MMA guy who was tough and exciting, beat former champions. He beat Jeremy Stevens. Right. He beat Jeremy Stevens, right, who Jeremy Stevens was probably better than him in MMA. Against someone like Nate Diaz, who, you blow him a kiss, he has a cut under his eye. So who do you have in this fight? This is the most intriguing fight to me.
This is an MMA fight, so
it's an
I'm
MMA
gonna have
fight.
to go with Nate. I'm gonna go. Yeah. It is. I'm gonna have to go with Nate Diaz on this one. Mike Perry was always just kind of mediocre when he was in the UFC. Nate Diaz, as whatever shortcomings he does have, hopefully he's in shape. I think he will be. And he's got a lot of facets to his game. I mean, this guy did beat Conor McGregor. So he can take stand-up guys. Conor McGregor, a very good stand-up guy, especially at that time, elite. Yeah. So he was able to get through that. Maybe he had a little bit of a weight advantage at that time, but Mike Perry isn't anywhere near where Conor McGregor was at that time. So I mean, neither is Nate Diaz. He's older now, but he's got a lot more to his game. So I think Nate Diaz is going to be able to deal with anything Mike Perry has with those with gloves on and not bare knuckle, where he doesn't have to worry. You can sit down on those punches, man. You can really commit to punches when no one's gonna be shooting at your legs or kicking you or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
got Nate Diaz. He's a more well-rounded fighter, but you never know. He could get caught. Nate Diaz, he will strike and he will get into it. So we'll see. Who do you got on that one?
I'm gonna take Mike Perry, man. I like
Oh,
what he's doing. You know, I love Mike Perry. I think he's got his head on straight now. I don't know how old he is, but he's just a different guy from when he was in the UFC. He is older, but he's in shape, man. I saw him today. Um, they were doing the interviews. He had his shirt off. He's got a six pack. He looks like he's in shape. Looks like he's training. Looks like he's got, he's definitely past. I follow him. I watch all his stories and stuff. I love what he's doing. Um, I think he's got his head on straight and left that party life in the rear view, and it's just been training over these last years. So I think it'll show in this MMA fight. I think he's just gonna win by just being in better shape. And it's 5 rounds, they say. So we'll see.
oh, cool. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I like that actually.
yeah. It's 5 rounds, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So I got Nate, Ronda Rousey, Carano. I got Ronda Rousey. I think she'll
Yeah,
armbar her.
yeah, for sure. Well,
And I don't even know who this guy Philippe Lins is, but I think Francis Ngannou is gonna destroy him. I don't
yeah,
know who
Francis
Lins is.
Francis Ngannou is like Jason did in Jason Takes Manhattan. He needs to bust his fool's head off. He needs to bust his fool's head off and get back to the UFC, man. He needs a couple more fights in the UFC. Um, Hopefully, him and Dana can come to an agree. It's just a shame, man. I love Ngannou. Um, he put on some exciting fights. It wasn't the most, best, well-rounded. It was just striking for him. But I think he gets one more go in the UFC, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking at this card and kind of take it as an audition tape
Yeah,
for UFC. Anybody that looks good, anybody that looks exciting, anybody that makes a statement, they get a call from Dana White. That's
yeah.
what I'm looking at. But it's not that it won't be fun. It'll be all right.
It should, man. I thought about. I really wanted to go to the weigh-in tomorrow. It's right, it's down. It's right here in LA, man. An hour away. But
That's right.
no,
Yeah.
it's not. I'm just like whatever. I'd only want to see Mike Perry and Nate Diaz, man. I really like Mike Perry. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his. But I'm just not in. Rhonda, whatever. Gina,
I would
even
feel
worse.
I have a feeling Nate Diaz Perry is more so the main event
Yeah, I think
than
people are
Ronda
seeing it
Rousey
there.
Corrado.
Yeah, yeah. You should see those open work. You didn't see the open workouts?
I saw Ronda's a little
Okay,
bit. Her
Gina
boxing.
Gina just looked like she was dancing, and I don't know, man. It was just
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah,
saw Gina Carano's as well. I didn't know that was an open workout. I saw her moving around. She looked
it just
thin.
it looked. I don't know, man. I don't. It's just crazy, but whatever.
I mean, fine
What?
with it. I mean, that's good for them. But the Mike Perry Nate Diaz, that's a good one.
I
And
like
then,
that one.
whatever. Maybe this Lens guy will make do something. Who
Make a
knows?
name for himself. Yeah,
It's
make a name.
yeah, maybe someone will make a statement in here that will be like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing that guy in the UFC. We'll
Yeah,
see what happens with it. It's nice, man. Extra fights are
yeah, for
I'm never like
100.
down on extra stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. So that's it. That's all I got for today. You got anything else going on?
No, man, everything's good. I just want to say once again, man, congratulations to Sean. That was big, man. That was big. Uh, I was excited to see it. I was excited to see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was it was a good outcome for him, man. Yeah, it was very surprising to see Chimaev get toppled like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen in the UFC, man. It almost always delivers. All right, everybody. That's it for us this week. That's our show. Thanks for watching. You know what? I should have said this at the beginning. I completely forgot, man. We had above average viewership last time, and
Nice.
we
Thank
want to
you.
let you know that we really appreciate that. We
We
like
do.
people that partake with the show. Remember, man, we don't ask you. We're not doing this for anything other than the enjoyment of it. We don't ask you to like or subscribe because we don't do that. It's not That's not what it's about. I know other people do that. Almost, I would say everyone does that. We don't ask for money or Patreon, anything like that. It's not about that. It's about the podcast. It's about the fights. It's about the fans. This is the people's podcast, man. So we don't ask you to do any of that, but I do watch to see who the viewership, only because I want to make sure that we're giving people whatever they want,
Yeah.
and until they let us know, we just do it our own thing here. And but I don't want people to think that we don't look at that, and that's not
We're aware.
just so everyone
We're
knows that
aware.
we
Yeah.
appreciate it. What's that?
That we're aware of it. We're aware of it.
Yeah, we're aware of it, and
Yeah.
we appreciate anybody that sits through the podcast, throws it on in the car, whatever you're doing, man, gets you through traffic. It's for you guys. So yeah, if you guys ever want to comment on it, tell us that we're wrong, tell us that Sean's trash and you guys are crazy, or how did you pick Waldo Cortez, Costa? Go ahead, man. We won't get Ariel Helwani on you. We won't do that. Yeah. What do you mean you don't agree with me? You must. I'm perfect. I know everything about MMA now. We won't. Ariel's not like that. I'm just messing with him.
Yeah.
Because I know he watches this thing. Anyway,
Well,
just want to let you know we appreciate it. We keep track of it. So anyways, thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, checking us out, and we'll see you at the fights. Thanks, Pepper.